Miami TCG Con was an unprecedented event for Lorcana fans.
With the biggest ever Lorcana tournament and 12 Lorcana artists flying in from around the world, it was a weekend of firsts and was emotional in ways that we did not expect.
Miami TCG Con is in its second year. In early 2023, with Lorcana on the horizon, the convention rescheduled from summer to October to account for Lorcana's launch.
This event was massive for Disney and Ravensburger's new game. First, Pro Play Games, or PPG, hosted the largest ever Lorcana tournament. Over 200 players gathered in Florida to compete for a case of Lorcana cards, a photograph with all of the artists, and the opportunity to have cards in their decks signed by artists in attendance.
Participants competed in 8 grueling rounds before a cut to the top 16. At the end of the day, Jose Feliciano won with his Amber Steel deck, and we Lorcana fans got new hints about the competitive meta and who are the best players on the burgeoning competitive scene.
One of the storylines was Amber Steel, which dominated the tournament, 9 appearances in the top 16. For some great coverage of the tournament, we encourage you to check out the YouTube channel Forbidden Mountain. One of the hosts commentated the whole event, and we know they'll do a fantastic wrap-up.
For us, we wanted to talk about the other big story of the weekend, the Lorcana Artists. For those who worked so hard to breathe life into this game, this weekend was an incredible and emotional chapter in Lorcana's history.
The convention flew in artists from around the world: Italy, Germany, Scotland, Wales, South Africa, Peru, Colombia, Brazil, Mexico, and the United States, 12 total. For some, it was their first time visiting the US. And this was just one first in a weekend full of them.
For some, it was their first time being asked for their autograph and signing cards.
In fact, many of the artists had never even seen their cards in physical form before. This was the first time they got to hold their art in their hands, the way that we fans do.
Some of the artists played their first games of Lorcana. For example, here's Cam Kendall learning the ropes from some excited Lorcana fans. And I was so excited to play Kenneth Anderson, and he chose the Ruby Emerald starter deck because pretty much all his first chapter cards appear in Ruby. And he really wanted to learn the color.
Some artists opened their very first packs of Lorcana cards.
Flip it the other way around.
Oh.
There you go. That's the way how you want it.
Just let's make sure.
Mm-hmm. Go.
A whole new world.
A whole new world. And there you go. That's your last card.
Cerberus.
Foil Cerberus.
Foil Cerberus.
And perhaps best of all, this was the first time these artists got to meet other people who understood the effort that went in to bring this game to life.
You see, every card, every piece of art in the first chapter represents many, many hours of work and countless revisions to bring us the final beautiful piece. Most times, it's not an easy process, and it's one that the artists worked on largely in isolation.
If there was a highlight to the convention for us, it was seeing the artists enjoy the company of fellow artists.
As they came together, the artists found an instant bond, forged through their unique experiences in crafting the imagery that had become an integral part of Lorcana's allure.
For us observers, it seemed like meeting each other energized them and provided a breath of fresh air.
Surrounded by the vibrant energy of the city and the warm embrace of Lorcana fans, they realized for the first time just how vast and passionate the Lorcana community had become. This event transformed them into minor celebrities, a status they had never imagined. Fan after fan stopped by the tables to tell the artists how much they loved a particular card, to chat about Disney, to ask for art tips, or to have their cards signed or sketched.
It was a moment of recognition and appreciation for the artistry and enchantment that they had woven into the game, and a reminder that the world of Lorcana was a magical realm that has started to captivate hearts across the globe.
I met absolutely every one of the artists. I got every card I could get signed. If they did personalization, I got them personalized. My Archimedes looks like a Terminator.
That's amazing.
I have a mat going on right now where I'm getting all personalized sketches. I can't be more excited for the game.
That's so awesome.
Meeting the artists this weekend has been an absolute blast. They've all been super friendly, cordial. A lot of them actually hung out with us. Honestly, it's been surreal.
And it was a weekend punctuated by fun and memorable moments. Marcel Berg brushed off the skills he developed playing with his niece to entertain a young fan and adorable cosplayer.
Simone Galisa Sabaya, or Panda, met fans of Makuzi, the Spirit Racer, his Disney short film. And finally, an incredible moment. All of the artists got to meet Disney animator Peter Rundo, who was instrumental in the creation of Stitch and other beloved Disney characters. Seeing Peter interact with the artists responsible for bringing his characters to Lorcana was truly delightful.
After the guests had left, the lights dimmed, and Pikachu was deflated.
We couldn't help but think again that we got to witness something truly special. The moment when Lorcana as a phenomenon became real to some of those most responsible for its creation, and the joy of fans connecting with creators they admire.
A life-changing experience, to be honest, man. I've never experienced something like that, so it was awesome, man.
Well, it was kind of like their realization that how big it was, everything. For me, Lorcana was like a project I had for a while, and I didn't think it was gonna be this huge. And when people like started asking for signatures and stuff like that, I've never experienced that before. So that was kind of like mind blowing to me, how people really are invested into the game and the characters, and seeing the artists that made the cards I love from the first set. That was also pretty amazing, to be honest.
It was super awesome. The Lorcana fans are ravenous, and I like it. I love it, actually. Yeah.
I think it wasn't until now, like this kind of event, that I realized like how big this game is right now, and it's just it's out of this world, to be honest. I never expected the community to be like so heartwarming. Get me a lot of emotions because I'm very emotional as well. The fans that came to the table just can't thank you enough. It made me feel fantastic, so it was great.
Well, it was an amazing experience. For me, it was the first time signing cards for the fans, so it was nice to meet them, also because it's a very rewarding experience after all the work that we have been making for the game, for the cards. Meeting the fans, that they love our work and they support us as an artist. So it was a very cool experience. I wanted to come back next year and also to other conventions to meet more fans, meet more people from the game, and also to play more, because I loved all the cards. To meet all the fellow artists that work in here and also all the people involved was amazing.
There are so many people that are in love with this game, and it's reached and touched so many people that the fact that I'm just in any way a part of it just feels very fulfilling. Having your artwork seen by people is one thing, having it be, liked is another, but having people cherish your work and the game itself and these characters, it has been the best project I've ever worked on. And because of events meeting fans now, very generous fans who want to pay me a few dollars for me to sign their cards, I'm able to work on this game full time and devote my career to basically making more of this. And I want to keep doing this as long as they'll have me, and meeting fans around the world, because it really is the best part of making art, is basically seeing people experience it.
Aaron, Elena, and I left the convention excited, even more in love with Lorcana, but also very tired.
On the way home, we reflected on the weekend.
Although we'll be the first to admit that Lorcana's launch was far from perfect, and we really hope product shortages are resolved soon. One thing we can say about Lorcana's reception is that it has inspired genuine love from TCG players and Disney fans alike.
Thanks again for an amazing week in Miami, and we'll see you in 2024.
I wish they could stay. Can we make them stay, Liam?